don't think exaggeration. I don't think it's exaggeration to say that this parsha is the most important parsha in all of history. Everything else is a lead up to Sarah Dimros, the Kabbalah Satorah. Without Kabbalah Satorah, what do we have? You have how many people in the world? 8.5 billion, 9 billion? I don't know what to know. I haven't counted lately. But it's a lot. 8 something billion, right? And so many of them do want a connection with Hashem. I imagine the majority, although I never checked that out, the majority have some spirituality in their life. What percentage of people in the world are atheists and don't believe in anything? I don't know. I never checked. I'm sure it's an easy fact to at least see what Google has to say, although who knows exactly how do you have a count of how many real atheists in the world? But either way, many people, billions of people believe in something. And we maintain that there is a specific derech. The Kuzari starts off where the king had a dream. Your intentions are good, but your derech is not. And the king says, well, what's going on? Your intentions to connect to Hashem are good, but your derech is not. So you started searching all the religions of the world. And it came to Judaism, and the whole Kuzari is a dialogue between the king and the rabbi. So, but that's the message, that good intentions do not necessarily get you anywhere, even if the good intentions regarding Hashem. And a person who lives as a priest, celibate, gives up that companionship, the physical, emotional, psychological companionship, and having children, and he's doing it in his mind all for spiritual reasons. That's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. And there's one path only. For the Jew, the path is the 613 mitzvot. For the Gentile, it's 7 mitzvot. And both can have olam haba from it. And it's an amazing, but it's all from this parsha. And if you don't have the Torah and the mitzvot, the Torah Shebechtav, the written law, the oral law, that's it. We're off the creek. Everyone's just searching, doing whatever they're doing. So that's why it's so important that we are totally subjective. We are subjected, that we subject ourselves to the Torah and to the mitzvot. We have to be so careful what's in vogue in this generation and that generation to make sure we don't twist things around. It can be very, very delicate. What's considered to be ethical in one generation, in another generation, we have our constant guide. And that's it. So that's, to me, the height. This parsha, Yitro, where else do we have a Seres Dibros? Anyone know? What other parshas we have? That was good. Parshas Ve'eschanan, 2 times we have the Seres Dibros. And really, to me, the centerpiece of the Torah. Because all the other stuff, the spirituality and the Vekas, it's all nice, and perfection's all nice, but you don't have the base. That's it. You don't have what to work with. Rambam maintained that Plato and Socrates, that they hit upon some very important ideas and truth, but they don't have any system, and we're the followers of those people, today. It's just, you don't have a system. We need the system of Torah and mitzvahs. Anyway, so that's point number 1. Point number 2 is, if you look at what happened here, that we have the Aseret Dibros, and before the Aseret Dibros, what do we have? We have a warning. Anyone know what the warning is before the Aseret Dibros? What's the warning before Aseret Dibros? The warning before Aseret Dibros is before, so you have after that was Yitro and Moshe, that whole parsha, which is fascinating. What do you have? You have the judgment system, and then Ravi, B'chodesh Shlishi Latseis B'nei Yisrael Eretz Yisrael, Ba'amid Bar Sinai. Moshe went up. Read them. You saw all I did in Mitzrayim, and now listen closely, and you will be my Am Segula Mikola Amim. You're going to be Mamlechas Kohanim V'Goy Kadosh. And they all said the famous line, Naaseh, and then in Mishpatim is going to be Naaseh and the Shema. And you're going to have Mamad Asinai Moshe, and that's going to be a whole new world. Higbalta Tam Safim more. Shemrulachem Alok Bahar. Unigo Bekatseu. Be careful. You don't go up on the mount. Lo Sigabo Yad Kisakoisakel. Don't go up. You're going to be killed if anyone goes up on the mountain when they're not supposed to go. He told everyone it. and that's it. And he warned everyone, don't go up. And then Hashem told them again, Raid ha'ed ba'am. This is in Shishi. We just read the first warning in Chamishi. Now Shishi. Raid ha'ed ba'am. Warn the people. Pen Yisrael Hashem l'oven afamenu rav. V'yom Moshe said, "My God, I already did that." V'yom Moshe el Hashem lo yuchal amolo. They're not going to go up. You already told me in Chamishi, and I told them already, God. So I don't need to say it again. God, why a second time? And what does God say back? No. Go to Bam Shenis. Why? Rashi says, you warn them before the deed, which was in Chamishi, and then in Shishi is right as it's about to happen, warn them again. Okay. So you could just say it's a technical halacha that he told them the first time before, and then he told them right as it was about to happen. But I'm wondering if there's something deeper here. I'm wondering if God is saying what? Moshe, you have to tell him not to go up. Moshe, you have to tell him not to go up. Moshe, no, I already told them. Practically, they know. He says, no, you have no idea how strong this drive is to go up. Why? Why is it so powerful? Why is it so powerful? The drive to run up the mountain when God is there. It sounds beautiful. I want to get close to Hashem. It's beautiful, no? Why the warning and the warning again? Because the idea that to strive for spirituality is great. Like we said, the first point of the shir. Spirituality is great. But guess what? How are you going to have spirituality? Guess how? Anyone remember, what was from 50 years ago, that commercial? We earn money the old-fashioned way. We earn it. Some investment company. Who was that for? I don't remember. Baruch Hashem. No one else watched TV, only me. 60 years ago. So no one remembers it. We old-fashioned. What was it called? It's only investment. What? Yeah, Smith Barney. Okay, one of the person willing to admit our dirty past that we watched TV. So at Smith Barney, we make money the old-fashioned way. We earn it. That's great. Very good. So guess what? If I would have to label this topic, as Jews, we reach spirituality the old-fashioned way. You earn it. And you know how you earn it? By spending 70, 80, 90, 100 years, whatever Hashem gives us, working and developing ourselves. Working on keeping the mitzvahs precisely, working on our midos, working ben adam l'chaveiro, family issues, crisis, community issues, giving our lives for the country to battle against. This is all a long and windy road, and it is not a dash up the mountain. Not a dash up the mountain. That's not it. Okay. I'm not going to try to say it. A famous singer when he said long and windy road. I'm not going to try to say that's what he had in mind, but that is life and that's spirituality. It's a long and windy road. And you wind this way, you wind that way, you wind backwards at times. That's how it goes. That is how it goes. And therefore, God warned Moshe. Moshe already did it. Moshe had no idea what the koach mashiach. Koach mashiach means the gravity in science. You have no idea what the magnetic force is. This mountain during the revelation and the Jews just running up. It might sound beautiful and innocent and all that. It's dangerous. It comes from inside spirituality, but the derech is not the derech. Yes. Because, right.
That it's not just going up the mountain. It's not actually going up, but staying on that left.
Interesting. You're right. That is a fascinating pasuk. In the whole Harabayit movement, it's a fascinating one. And the ones who are very against Harabayit, shockingly, many of the students of Rav Tzvi Yehuda Kook, which is just fascinating. that the one who pushed us to conquer all of Israel and Gush Katif and Gaza and the Yudav and Shomron and every mountaintop in Israel, his students are the ones who are the most against going up. Was just like, what a chiddush, that those would be the students. In fact, in the Haredi world, we're not into going over the green line, not in conquering. We don't talk about conquering. We're in Gullus and Rashach, just lay low. Don't start with the government, of course. Don't conquer our bias. That's going to be, you're just going to cause an explosion. That makes sense. But Cook's Talmidim, amazing chiddush. That's not for now, that discussion. But one of the books that they wrote is Mi Alev Har Hashem. Who will go up to the Mount Hashem? And the answer for them is no one. No one. Not at this point in history. At this point in history, we could go up to Har Hebron. We can go up to Har Hamor. We go up to all the other mountains and conquer every mountaintop in Israel. But that mountaintop is for another point in Jewish history. Fascinating shita, one which I do not embrace, but I find it fascinating. Anyway, so Mi Alev Har Hashem, that is one of the calls for many of my holy brothers. They say, no, this is not the time to go up to Har Hashem. But back to Sinai, I think it's an amazing, amazing idea that God is wanting Moshe. Moshe, you have no idea that instant spirituality, it is such a pull. It is such a pull. And so that's, to my opinion, analysis of the Psukim. Okay? Applying this to today is, of course, something that we all have to think about a lot. Because sometimes you have people where they make very quick changes in their lives and their dress. A guy comes to Israel for the year, and 3 weeks into the year, from having one kind of very modern dress, all of a sudden he has a yeshivish dress, all this growing payas behind the ears, and that might be good. I don't know. I'm not saying it's case by case. You have to just make sure if it's you want a certain maslu, you want to identify with this world, and you think that's going to help you grow and continue learning and steigen and developing. It might be the right path. We have to always just make sure. It's not like an instant change in the superficial part. In the external, somehow now you're feeling an instant internal change. There's no instant internal change. You can have an instant external change, and sometimes that's good. And that will help the internal change develop. Could be. It's case by case. You have to know. But it's a good Rebbe in all these yeshivas, Baal Tshuva yeshivas, or any kind of yeshiva, just has to have a real pulse on the kid. The change they go, are they healthy? Are they proper? Is it internal leading to an external change? An external change leading to an int. Just hopefully a good Rebbe to work it through. But to think this instant spiritual change, that to me is an oxymoron. It's not. It's a long, windy road. Yes. Good. So, very good. So there was a song 15 years ago by a band called Blue Fringe. That's a cute name. Okay. NYU, they called it, and they was flipping out. Where the kid came home, he doesn't eat from the parents' home anymore, not this and not that. And it was a condescending kind of song. And once again, I say it's case by case. A good Rebbe is going to guide his student. And what does flipping out mean? If flipping out means that when we were in the States, we bought pots and pans and we never told them. Now I want to tell them. It's from the Torah. Many people, didn't tovel kalim. They should have, but they didn't. In certain circles, non-Orthodox circles, this wasn't done. And we went ahead, growing up, we had mixed swimming in the ocean and in the pool. And I'm not going to do that. That's not flipping out. That's keeping halacha. It's keeping halacha. So you have to really be very careful. Where some person, a family comes and sees their new kid, being careful about things which open halacha. They just didn't know. That's not flipping out. That's shomer halacha. So you have to be, it's a very delicate topic. Hopefully a good Rebbe is going to guide his student, male or female, whoever it is, that yes, halacha is the anchor. And now what about this? What about this kind of dress, that kind of dress, and black and white or not? And you're not going to go to college, and Hashem's going to help you. Okay, let's hopefully a good Rebbe is going to guide the Talmid through. Okay. So to me, these 2 points interlock over there. Point number 1, that this is the greatest parsha in the Torah, Hashem's gift to mankind, all of mankind, the Jews and Gentiles. Jews said the 613 and the Gentiles 7. Because spirituality without the 613 just it doesn't exist. It's just you're shooting in the dark. You're shooting in the dark. And then part 2 is that spirituality has to be through the Tayag, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's beautiful. It's fun. It's pleasurable. There's no greater simcha than working on oneself. and growing and developing, but it's work. It's not instantaneous in any way. You can't just put it in the microwave, boom, I got my spirituality. It just does not work that way. So, and there's an appeal in the world of spirituality, in the physical world, all the instant diets and instant ways to lose weight and instant health. It's just not, that instant microwave kind of approach, it does not usually work. As a side point, someone who loves exercise and thinks it's a big mitzvah, it happens we have the last 20 years, this is a total side point, but I will mention last 20 years, there's been a lot of research on HIIT, okay, high intensity interval training, where they've been showing that, because until now it's been 150 minutes a week, 30 minutes 5 times a week of good walking, exercising, swimming, whatever exercise it is, just keep the heart going, pump it up for a few, at least 20, 30 minutes, 5 times a week. And that is still considered ideal. But the high intensity training, the chiddush there is, let's say you're on the 6th floor and you walk up that floor, and you're like, you are breathing hard when you get to the apartment, and it was a 3, 4, 5 minute workout. No, but it wasn't for 30 minutes. That's it. Less than 30 minutes, there's no halacha of exercise. Not true. It's not true. And you do that for 5 minutes a day there. Instead of walking to shul, you run to shul, which is a 3-minute run. Whatever it is, you take little snacks of exercise. Yeah. The chiddush in the world of exercise that has value, cardio value, builds up the muscles and the cardio. So there, in terms of good general health, you're not going to just have that instantly, but those little bites are without a question. I give shia in the shul 5:30 in the morning, and I will leave 5:29 from my house purposely. And I run up those steps. Huffing and puffing, but that's it. That's a great mini workout. Then I'm going to have a walking home from school, 30 minutes. That's another kind of workout. Then, I'll do my laps in the pools, another kind of work. Each one has bite sizes, or 30 minutes is not a bite size. That's the proper amount that most post-skim doctors say is the right thing to do. So there is something in the instant. There is a benefit, and I highly suggest anytime you can. The Makolot's around the corner, you're going to drive, I'm going to walk. It's only a 4-minute walk. Go for it. Every kind of thing. Anyways, so those are the first 2 main points, okay, about spirituality. A, you need a system, and B, it is not instant. It is work. But God told Moshe, you have no idea how strong this drive is. And therefore, Moshe, you just got to warn him again. Okay. Now, the last point. So speaking about walking home. So I walk home from my bed, up the hill, you have B'nai Beis, these beautiful homes. So thank God it doesn't apply to me, because Hashem gave me a beautiful home. I've been very lucky. But let's say I raised 8 kids in a 1-bedroom apartment. So I didn't. I have a palace. But let's say I didn't. I go by these houses, and I'm like, I could deal with that. That's not bad. 1 floor, 2 floor, 4 floors. Ramat Beit Shemesh. Not bad. I'd like to have that. Did I just violate the 10 Commandments? Lo tachmo. Kavet. Now you have Eschanan and you have in Yitro, and you have 2 different ones. It's not the same word. Here it is lo sachmod, beis re'echa. In Eschan it's lo tisavet, ta'ava. It's different. So, yes, the average person, what are these isurim? First, there's 1 or 2 isurim in the 613 count. 2. The Rambam counts lo tisavet as 1, lo tachmod as another. 2 out of the 613. It's not 1, and just different language in the Saraswati. There's 2 different ones. Yes, the average person, everyone knows do not covet. Ask anyone, what does it mean? Like, I don't know. It's a good question. I think we described might be, yeah. What? I want his house. His house. Yeah. So, no, I want that house. That house, 4 floors, the winding staircase. It's just perfect. And the steps are good. I just said the importance of having steps. I'll get my daily workout going up and down the steps all day. Okay, so yeah, we got the cleaning issues and all that, but I want that house. Oh man, raising 8 kids in a 30-meter apartment. Oh, that was crazy. I want that house. Right there. That's what I want. The problem, I over-nisser? No, I didn't. It might not be good midos. Ezu ashir, that's be happy with your portion. So in terms of midos, I'm not getting to the midos, which of course everyone should be happy with their portion. I'm getting into what? The halacha, the technical halacha. So here's how it goes. Lo tit aveh is not just like, what a beautiful house. I wish I had that house. It'd be really nice. Not that. It's rare that you ever have it because it's where you start, the wheels are turning. How am I going to not pressure that guy to sell me his house? Even if he doesn't want me to even doesn't want to sell it. How am I going to pressure? But it's just in my mind. So it's not just my desire. Ibn Ezra seems told it's just desire. But the Rambam, the Shulchan Aruch, Paskin, not just having the desire here, it's you starting already, the wheels are turning. How are you going to go ahead and pressure him? So it's all in the mind. That's lo tit avet, ta'ava. What's lo tachmod? Where the next step? What's the next step? You knock on his door. And you knock on his door and say, hey, you interested in selling? He says, no, thank you very much. Have a good day. You come back 5 minutes later. Interested in selling? No, really not. You come back. Pressure. You pressure him and you act on your thoughts. And then let's say you eventually succeed and he sells it, but it was like under duress. That's lo tachmo. That's a rare case. Where does it happen? Every single day in a school, in every school around the world, Jews and Gentiles. Kid has a snack. Hey, can I have the snack? Can I have an Oreo cookie? No, thank you very much. I have 5. I'd like to keep it throughout the day. I like to give him my 5 Oreo cookies. Maybe he should share, maybe he shouldn't share, but he doesn't want to share. Can I have an Oreo cookie? Can I have an Oreo cookie? And eventually you don't steal it from him. He gives it to you as a matana. Yeah, but it was under pressure. So that is lo tisaveh, is thinking how am I going to pressure him to get the cookie? And lo tachma is actually pressure him to get it. So that's when it happens more. I'll finish with one last case. A relative was in Teaneck, close relative of mine. And they lived on Ogden, I think was in Teaneck, the road. They great neighbors. And the neighbors one day said, hey, we're moving. Where are you moving to? Eretz Yisrael, Baruch Hashem. No. 3 blocks away is a bigger house for a family, a growing family. And I said, okay, it's only a few blocks away. We'll still get together. But the kids missed them so much. They said, Dad, Mom, we miss them. And probably $5,000 for that. Oh, no. They asked her once. She said, no. She said, we should just know. I know we're offering a lot of money. He's very successful, my relative, and, offered a lot of money. And she said, oh, that's great. Yeah. I never thought that way in those terms, but yeah, it's worth it to me. It wasn't pressure. It was just an ask. So anyways, let's just summarize. Number 1 is this is the most important, in my opinion. I mean, every parsha is important, obviously, but everything's around here. You don't have Kabbalah Torah. You just look to spirituality without the mitzvahs and tayag. It's just you're just shooting in the dark, and that's what the billions of people around the world do. They just search. Or Jew who leaves Israel at 21 or 22 and goes to Thailand. He's searching God. It's such a tragedy to me. I'm glad he's searching, but like we have it here. But okay, for whatever reason, his education just didn't expose him to the beauty of the Torah. So we need the system. But okay, now we have the system. Great. Let's just run up the mountain and become spiritual. No. You need the system at 70, 80, 90, whatever years Hashem gives you, that's how you're going to do it. There's no instant spirituality. We mentioned as a side point, there's some instant help, so to speak, any little work you can do along the way, anything. You can walk up to 2 flights instead of whatever you could do. Okay, those bite-sized snacks of exercise are very, very healthy. It's just a side point I'm mentioning. And then finally, lo tisava is where the Ibn Ezra holds just a desire. That's jealousy. That's the Yisra. But luckily, we don't paskin that way because that would be really hard. He's demanding a lot from us, Ibn Ezra. But the simple pshat, the Rambam, that is where the wheels are turning. How am I going to get that? And then lo sach was you actually carry it out, which typically by a house and a car, we pressure someone to sell something. It's more by kids where you try to get something from someone. That happens in every kid around the world, in every school where I want the ball. No, but you have class, we have recess. Now, can I have the ball? Can I have the ball? Can I have the ball? That is lo sachmo. That's an important thing to know. Okay, have a good Shabbos. Everyone should enjoy. Yes, let's hear a good question. It's not